Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I actually have a new part to install. I finally picked up some carbon vents. So I got these ones here. Sit that down. So yeah, we've got those. I'm a little bit concerned about them not being quite the same colour as the scoop, but we're going to throw them in anyway because I drove almost 2 hours on a Friday night to go pick them up, so they were a cheap price. And then when I got home, as of course I always do, I ceramic coated the carbon just to keep them looking their best. So when I picked them up, they're actually fairly hazy. They weren't shiny like they are now. So yeah, I just gave them a quick hand polish last night, and then I ceramic coated them. So I did sort of film that process a bit, but I've made a video on that before, so I might just put a little snippet of that in. But yeah, so I'm going to install these now. Never actually pulled these ones off before, but I'm assuming it's a pretty easy job, similar to the scoop. So yeah, we'll pop the bonnet and have a look and see how they come off, and we'll put the new ones on. Okay, so looks like we just have a few bolts and a couple of these clips, and on the ones that I picked up we just have bolts, so I might have to find an extra few to put in these locations up here. But yeah, let's say that's going to be a 10mm that we'll need. So we'll grab a 10mm out and see if we can get these loosened. Okay, so yep, they are a 10mm. And so I'll just get some pliers to squeeze this and push out. Yeah, I might need 2 hands for this part. Okay, so got this one off. Just had to use some pliers to push this one out. Once I got it off, I wanted to get this rain shield, I guess it's called, off and reuse it. And to get that off, I just had to pull it out. But on this one, there was actually a washer around it. I was trying to lift it out, pry it out while squeezing this, and I actually ended up snapping it. So it was a small round washer that sort of held it in. So if I want to go back to these ones, that won't be held in as much by that, but more just by the bolts. But that would be plenty anyway. So it'll be held back down by the bolts, just this here. It was held down by a washer as well, but yeah, managed to break that in my process. So I think what we'll do is we'll sit this onto the carbon one, and we will try to install. So yeah, that's it completely off. Yeah, still like this side on. So I've just sat it in, seemed to line up pretty well, sitting it in from the top. And have the rain guard sitting in there. So now it's just a matter of putting these ones in. Now we only have the 4 of these, so I might check in my little box of spare bolts and washers and everything that's come off the car and see if there was any more of these that I haven't reused somewhere else. Otherwise we're only going to get the 4. Okay, so we're in luck. Did have another 4 of these. I've put 1 extra on, so that's the last one. So that's now all 6, and we will just give it a quick little tighten. Okay, there we go, they're all tightened now. So still got the factory one on this side. This one over here, let's see how it looks. Don't mind the absolutely filthy car at the moment. It's actually covered in bugs from the trip I took last night to go actually pick these up, and the car was dirty anyway because it's been raining the last few days here while I've been at work. So that's the scoop. So it's a bit of a different colour. I'm wondering, once these have been in the sun a couple of times and the ceramic's kind of baked in a bit, they might go a little bit yellowy like this one has, and then just stay that way. But yeah, from back here, can't really tell as much. But they are a slightly different colour. This one is a lot blacker than the scoop is. Also, the fitment here on this edge and down the bottom isn't exactly flush like the OEM one is. Yeah, so these were really cheap. I may have been better off getting a different brand, but put the other one on. I've bought them, I've polished and coated them, may as well run them for a little bit, and if I decide to get a different set that sort of matches this a bit better, I can, and just resell them. They're definitely in better condition than what they were when I bought them, so they shouldn't be hard to sell. They definitely had a bit of a hazy, sort of white look to them before, whereas now they're nice. Yeah, so I'll put the other one on and I'll show you the finished result. Alright guys, so got them both on now. Both in nice and firm. So we'll close the bonnet. And see how it looks. So definitely not the best quality and fitment, as is always the case with any sort of aftermarket carbon fibre parts. The exception being sort of OEM rally art carbon fibre pieces. So this one here, for example, seems to sort of sit out a bit. Should be back like that. So I may even put something in there to sort of hold it in place. And pretty angry at myself, as when I was pulling the stock one out on this side, it actually slipped out of my hand, and I put a scratch in my bonnet, and I put a couple of scratches in this carbon one, and some scratches here. So a lot of this will polish out. This one though, I'm gonna have to use touch-up paint on. I have been meaning to get my bonnet resprayed anyway. It's the one sort of part of my car with the most amount of paint chips and a few little sort of hail dents, I guess you'd call them. So I have been meaning to get it resprayed. That's more of a reason to now, I guess, because yeah, that wasn't there before. I may loosen the bolt back here because this one's really dropped down low on this side, so I'll not make it as tight. But yeah, that's how it looks. That's how you install them. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'll keep them in long term. Might try and just make the fitment a bit better on this side and fix this sort of bent one up here, and then they might look okay. Standing back, the colour looks pretty similar to the scoop in the end, so yeah. If you're ever wondering how to remove your factory ones and put some carbon ones in, there you go. So I'll end the video there. Hopefully you guys found the video helpful and you're enjoying the Evo 10 rally out content that I've been making. If you are, please subscribe to the channel. It would be a great help. And make sure you like the video and go check out some other videos if you haven't seen those already. But yeah, until next time guys,